Hello, everybody. This is Sound Shapes, the name of this YouTube channel, and I'm going to be talking to you today about something I think is very cool. It's a cool trick that you can use on anything that accepts MIDI over USB. So that includes the Prophet 10 and the Prophet 5 Rev 4s. That is primarily what I'm going to be focusing on today, and kind of how to get a little bit more out of those two instruments. I do want to do a part 2 of this video that focuses on some other synths, primarily maybe like the OP1, but we'll save that for the next video. So you will need like a couple things to kind of start. One is this app, and it's called MIDI LFO, and it is super, super cool. It's available on the App Store. If it's available on Android as well, I'll post both links. You'll need most likely one of these. It's a USB camera connector kit for it's to Lightning. So it's like USB female to Lightning. My camera's not going to focus on it, but I'll try and find a link for this too. And then you'll want a smartphone or like an iOS device. You'll need obviously like the USB cable to plug into that from your like an audio interface cable or whatever. So just a few things and you're ready to go. So let's get over to the Prophet and get into it. All right, so with your USB cable plugged into the back of your synth, you're gonna connect that separate end to the camera connector cable. All right, and then with the app, installed on your iOS device, I'm gonna try and screen capture this in a separate window. I just don't have enough space really to have it anywhere. But you're gonna obviously then plug this Lightning cable into your device. The cool thing about the MIDI LFOs is that it actually features 4 LFOs individually, which is crazy. And everything works over MIDI, USB, or Bluetooth, which is really cool if you have a device that can accept that. So every knob on here, I think even most of the actual buttons as well, are able to be mapped like CC parameters. So I think the immediate thing for me was that I really liked the reversed saw, or maybe it's just a regular saw on the LFO on the Prophet 6, and I was kind of bummed that it doesn't have that because I can't get my Paul McCartney Christmas time sound that I love. So that was bumming me out. And this app actually fixes that. So if you see right now, you can adjust everything, like your waveform. They've got sine, triangle, saw. There we go. That's the one. Reverse saw, which is also super cool. Square, and they even have sample and hold. So this app is madness. It's so cool. Make sure that on your synth, if you're using the Prophet, you go into the globals and you allow parameter transmitting. You want to switch that from off to CC, and you also want parameter receiving to be receiving CC as well. Then you want to make sure that MIDI out is on. It can be just over USB, but I have it on all. And then you kind of just want to obviously be aware of what MIDI channel you're on. Anyways, for the sake of just showing you kind of the sound before adding this, let's start with this sound. So I don't currently have it connected. I wanted to show you, connected to MIDI LFOs. I want to show you the tone just by itself, All right, that's cool. Let's try and get that sort of simply having a wonderful sound. So we know we want it to, that's a lot. man, that's going to sound like it whenever we get this rolling. So what you're going to do, plug in this these LFOs. All right, it's connected, prop 5 and 10. Okay, make sure it's on here as the device you want. Okay, then let's start with only one LFO. See how the other ones say none up here? That's pretty nice because you can just have them off if need be. Let's focus on this one for now. So I know I'm going to want to hit this button right here, sign, change that to a saw. So we can already hear this. And that's pretty extreme. So what we're wanting to do is hit that 127 button, change this like way lower value. Oops. 96 is still pretty hot. Let's go down to like 40 or 50. It could just be my filter. Oh yeah, it was the filter on the synth. So this filter, I think right here, yeah, there you go. You're gonna kind of want to find a good balance, you know. But yeah, you can adjust the rate on the app as well. Let's turn off the current LFO that I've got going on. Yeah, you can do wild stuff like this. I mean, it's a full external LFO. And so I currently have this attached to the filter. I think it automatically comes like already like that. But I'm going to show you kind of how to route it and some really cool features that this has. It's even got like offset, which is kind of allows you to change the entry point of the LFO, and that'll matter in a minute. But it's got this cool sync button. This allows you to sync it over MIDI, like a MIDI clock, or even just tap in your BPM here. We're going to keep it free for now. And let's talk about MIDI map. This is what makes this app so insane. If you didn't already think that was crazy, that you can attach this to kind of whatever parameter. You can go in here and adjust for each LFO what triggers it. Currently, I have it set to trigger with any, or no, you have to go in and then hit this down here, trigger with any note, and then when it says any note, just click it again, and you're good. What's really sick about it is if you're not wanting to, have to use your hands on like a touch screen, and you're wanting to actually, use it as if it were an LFO in the synth, you can go in here and adjust your rate. You can tell it, if you hit that, it's listening for a CC command. So let's just say that we want to kind of expand on our current LFO, or we want everything to be linked to our current LFO. You can actually use these knobs, which is sick. So like, let's go with the rate. See how that just snaps to 46? This is going to control your rate now. Now these knobs map to these. Oh, the rate is actually on the rate, which is super cool. I guess in terms of the depth, you're going to want to preset the depth on here for like how high you'll allow it to hit like the parameter. So for example, we're dealing with the filter right now. We've got it set to 36. On the synth, you're going to kind of want to dial in the actual cutoff, like where that. See, watch this. So. Use your actual cutoff knob, I guess, to like adjust where, within this lower, you kind of want to work the MIDI LFOs down to that sweet spot, which I have between 0 and 36, and then use your cutoff knob to kind of actually dial in within that sweet spot. But anyways. Okay. I think we're getting close to that Christmas time sound. I also don't know if you noticed, but now every time I hit a note, you'll see it snaps to the beginning of the LFO, which is so cool for doing like that. Yeah, let's mess around with this for a second. That's crazy. That the synth couldn't do this before. So like, I guess by now you're probably seeing like what sort of things you can do with this. It just gets wild. Like this CC is currently the filter. But if I wanted it to be, say, the amp, we can actually set it to this here. So see how I just moved it a little bit? Now it's going to be affecting my volume. That's pretty intense. So let's just get that subtle. Oh, it's actually not our. It's wanting to go from, you know, this value, the top value, to the low. So if we want it to be more subtle, we also have to adjust the low to be closer to the top. So listen to that. That is what I was missing from the Prophet 6, right? The amp modulation. Wow. Oops. Here we go. Cool. Change our frequency. This works wonders for those patches I was talking about in my last video, like electric piano sounds. Listen to that. You can also use this app as a different envelope, which is insane. It allows you, down here, the loop section allows you to change it to loop once, and then it's off. Or you can set it to touch, which only activates while you're holding down a chord. So if we had a lot of release, that's not going on now, but if we hold it, oops, you hear it. We gotta probably make it a little bit more dramatic, but see that? How it stops right after I let go? Oops, that's too low, guys. so cool. Like the possibilities of that are just so wild. Like another thing that I think is super cool about this app is that, yeah, the envelopes, like I was talking about. Whoops. And then, yeah, your envelopes just happen once. So if we wanted a cool envelope that you can have basically, yeah, a new envelope that's fully MIDI and then you can use these envelopes for whatever the heck you want, you know? And I mean, it is a little basic. Like you're just using kind of the shape of a general shape. Like it's not as obviously advanced as like a ADSR envelope, but it is still really cool. I think, yeah, here, let's give it our release. That's clearly just doing it to the amp, but if we wanted to send it to a different parameter, let's just say like, let's try a button. Oh, it does. I don't know. I mean, it's just going to be off and on. Yeah, no, that a cool one with that, I mean, could be potentially like a square. Let's try a square. And like, let's turn it all the way, because I bet that's what a button needs to be. Yeah, watch. It's like turning this on and off, the triangle waveform. You might be able to really hear it if I just... Yeah, let's set that actually to a LFO. That could be cool. Okay, watch. So it's going to the triangle. I don't know what context you would use this for, but it is kind of cool. Okay, real quick. I'm going to separate the functionality of these knobs from our LFO1 in here. So let's take away... On the MIDI map, let's clear both the rate and these modulation parameters. Okay. So now we just have it set to really just trigger on any note. We can set these individual from this, so now this isn't affecting it. Now we can still have pitch going on, you know. But look at that, I got 2 LFOs right now. Let's have it run free. Like, let's totally take it off of even triggering whenever that. Clear it. Now it's just running. I do wish that you could get this a little bit faster, but let's try the tap. Just tap in like a crazy fast. Oh, Oh, cool. You can get to audio rates if you tap in something and then change the subdivision all the way up to like 8. That's kind of wild. You can also modulate, obviously, the amp and the rate with not only other LFOs within the app, but also your own velocity, which allows you to do kind of cool stuff like if I'm playing it lightly, it's slower. But if I play harder, it's faster, obviously. So that could be used for something pretty cool. I feel like Here, we'll go a little subtler. Let's play with that. Yeah, so you can do a lot with this. You can also send that to the amp if you wanted to send, or you can send any of these other LFOs. And they each have shapes as well. So you can really see, you're really expanding the synth here, because, I mean, you're basically adding 4 new LFOs that can all also be like mapped to different parameters. So it does make this pretty versatile. If you want to see any specific demos, let me know. But I thought that'd be a cool kind of overview in terms of what you can do with MIDI LFOs and a rather limited modulated synth. So anyways, hope you liked the video. Come back for the next one. Thanks so much.